Sometimes I do not want to go to church. Like today. I just moved to the Dominican Republic less than a year ago, and I don't know enough Spanish to understand people when they talk for long periods of time. So it's really hard to go to church and sit there and listen to a pastor talk in Spanish for an hour straight, and I understand nothing. And even when Mariano translates, it's almost like I can't retain any of the information because I don't even know why. But afterwards, I'm like, I have no idea. I can't remember what it was about at all. But I know that church is still important, and even if I can't go to church right now and I can't understand anything right now, I know it won't last forever.
Hello, hola, it's Yonny and I. Hola, hello from the DR to Buffalo.
So, why do I go to church? Part of me understands why so many people have been leaving the church and they stopped going for many different reasons. There was a time when I didn't go to church. I know no one is perfect, no church is perfect, no pastor is perfect, but I had valid reasons for leaving. But at the same time, I didn't find the right church. But I think Mariano and I have finally found a church that supports us and encourages us and helps us grow. So the first reason that I go to church, specifically my church in the Dominican Republic, is because there are 3 pastors, which I feel like is not common here in the Dominican Republic to have 3 pastors, and they're all equal. There's no lead pastor and then pastors under them. All 3 pastors are equal. And I would hope they hold each other accountable. I hope they keep each other humble, and it seems that they do. And that is one of the things that I truly, truly appreciate about our church. Also, one of them speaks English, which is super helpful. It is very difficult when we try and talk to one of the pastors, and then Mariano has to be part of the conversation as well as translate for me. So it really, really helps when we want to talk to a pastor together that the pastor speaks English and Spanish. So we are super, super thankful for that. Which is the second reason that we go to this church, is that all 3 pastors, they're servants. They are so humble. It does definitely help that one speaks English, but they are all servants. They all are willing to talk to Mariano and I when we need to. And I do not know why, but they keep praying for Mariano and I to have twins, and we're like, no, please, just stop. I mean, maybe if we had twins in the future, many years from now, but not now, please not now. I can barely handle the mosquitoes and the cockroaches and the termites. So I need time. Another reason we truly love our church and our pastors is that these 3 pastors and the leaders of the church are so humble. They show so much humility. Their lives and their actions, more than their words, show their obedience to God. And there was one week when we went to church, and I remember I had to leave because it was getting super frustrating for me that I couldn't understand anything that they were saying, and they were talking really loud. So Mariano was trying to translate bits and pieces in my ear, but I just couldn't hear him because the pastor was just so loud. And I was like, I can't sit here anymore, I need to leave. So I went out and I just sat on a bench, and it was super peaceful. And then Mariano ended up leaving as well, and one of the leaders actually followed him. And I feel like we were having a disagreement that day as well. So when one of the leaders followed Mariano out, he ended up talking to him for like 20 minutes, and it was super, super helpful for him and for both of us. And he didn't have to do that. Like, for the leader to notice that we both left, watch where we went, follow Mariano to talk to him and try and help and see what he could do, Like, that to me just shows their humility and just their willingness to help us. They did not have to do that. The pastors don't have to meet with us and take the time to meet with us multiple times, but they do. And the last reason why we go to church, why I go to church, is because God says we need community. And I'm realizing this more and more being in the Dominican Republic, that I can't do anything by myself. Right now especially, just because I don't speak Spanish well enough, and I really have to depend on other people for pretty much everything. And there was a long time when I thought that I was fine by myself, and I am fine by myself. I love doing things by myself and being alone, but I feel like I'm better with other people. Even though I love being alone and I'm more comfortable being alone, that's not actually what's best for me, because I'm a better person when I'm around other people, and Mariano makes me a better person being with him. So I feel like I'm learning that more and more, that community really is important, and God knows best. So if he says that we need community, I just am trying to trust that he is God, he knows what's best, he knows what's up. So it's probably true that we do need community, especially because we're not strong. I'm not strong, and there are so many pastors, famous pastors, like the pastor from Hillsong. He didn't have like a strong Christian community. He would hang out with people who were not Christians, and he ended up cheating on his wife, and he got fired because he didn't have that strong community around him. And so I don't ever want to think that I'm too strong, or I'm strong enough that I don't need anybody, because sure, I'd be fine by myself, but I'm better because of other people, if that makes sense. So basically, no one is perfect. There is no perfect church. There are definitely churches that you should not go to, and that I would never go to for many different reasons. There are lots of red flags in pastors and churches that I recognize now. But don't give up on church, or don't give up on God just because you've been hurt in the past. And I don't want to do that either. I don't want to just give up on church altogether just because I haven't found a good church or the right church for me. Not a perfect church, but one that Mariano and I can grow from and learn from, and have people who are supporting us and encouraging us and praying for us, because we definitely need prayer. We need all the prayer we can get. So that is why I go to church, and peace out.